Hey, what's good? What's good with you? What's good with you? Welcome back to another one, in the words of the great DJ Khaled, to another episode of Double Take Diaries. You already know who it is. It's Sins. And I'm so happy to be back with each and every one of you back here on the couch. A very, very, very happy new year. Happy 2025. This year, let's focus on getting to it. Getting to all the things we want to do. You understand? Walking free, uninhibited of the fuck shit that be going on out in the world right now. Let's sip this agua, sip this water, and mind our motherfucking business this year. Let's get to it. I hope each and every one of you are able to go out into the world and manifest whatever life you desire. So without further ado, I thought, coming into the new year, I would do a little reaction video. So I wanted to react to an interview that Elliott Wilson from Rap Radar did with New Rory and Mal. If you don't know a little backstory, New Rory and Mal. Rory and Mal used to be Ace Boon Coons with Joe Budden, Parks, and all them niggas over there at the Joe Budden podcast. But they had a big falling out, and it was like, fuck that nigga, and the other nigga was like, fuck that nigga. And then they split. And then New Rory and Mal started their own podcast. And yeah, fast forward, they have Elliott Wilson on the podcast. And pretty much just from what I've been seeing from the viral clips that have been going around is Elliott Wilson's just shitting on like rappers who are playing like journalists, who have podcasts, who have, these little shows on, the internet. And so I wanted to react to this because I heard he's also smashed in this video. So people said he's sauced in the comments. And yes, I went and read the comments first. I like to do that before watching videos because people, regular folk, be funny as shit. I love how much they crash out in the comments. So, without further ado, let's get into this.
Get into this conversation with Elliott Wilson. Got into some year-end wrap-up shit, some arguments. We had to press Elliott. Where's B-Dot?
Where is B-Dot?
What's up with this new West Coast podcast? It was.
Where is B-Dot? The way Ma looked at the camera too when he's like, "Where is B-Dot?" He knows that the family is feuding right now. B-Dot is co-host or was co-host on Rap Radar with Elliott Wilson. These are two iconic, legendary hip-hop journalists. But who have recently, they haven't been seen together. I've been seeing B-Dot do everything but fuck with Elliott Wilson lately.
It's a cool conversation. Always fun to have Elliott on, especially to end the year. Mm-hmm. Happy New Year. Everyone have a safe night. It's amateur night. Please, please be safe.
Be safe. Be blessed. Happy 2025.
How you lemon ginger and drink lemon ginger?
Because I am a lemon ginger.
Lemon ginger life, nigga.
Right off the rip, Elliott Wilson said, "How you drinking?" That didn't make no sense. That didn't make no sense. I don't know what he just said out of his mouth. He's definitely drunk as fuck.
It helps.
How you lemon ginger and drinking lemon ginger?
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's just adding in a...
He said, "How you lemon ginger and drink lemon ginger?"
Yo, how's the lemon ginger?
Yeah, there's a little lemon ginger.
That thing, right?
But we are back for the
Rory's sipping lemon and ginger. Elliott Wilson is smashed.
last episode of 2024. Right before New Year's Eve.
Not the fist pump.
Because he
Not the
traveled
fist
all the
pump.
way from the left coast, the left side.
Elliott's already giving you that energy. Like he's coming to crash out on niggas. This man fist pumping. He throwing up the west side.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. When I woke up this morning, I looked outside the window, Rory. You know what I'm saying? I had my cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I said, I feel a little oppy outside.
Okay.
I didn't know.
It was overcast. Is that why you
Yeah,
thought
it was
so?
a little gloomy. It was like, I didn't know if it was raining. It was a little drizzle.
It felt like someone brought like some smog.
Yeah, then
from
I'm
the West Coast,
I didn't,
over to the East Coast.
I'm like,
I'll be outside.
Could this be the holiday? You know, the holiday kind of like depression when the holidays here, and it's like ending and then the end of the year, and you start.
Metaphor of that. You're saying this is the.
I didn't know what it was, and then
physical version of it.
As I'm sitting in the office today, Rory, the elevator doors open.
Yes.
And Elliott Wilson gets off the elevator, and I'm like,
yes.
Oh.
West Coast Wilson, which he coined himself, by the way.
He coined himself West Coast Wilson.
Okay, so clearly Elliott Wilson's on some shit. Kendrick got LA niggas on some shit. Like, I won't lie. Obviously, before the Not Like Us, the Drake Kendrick beef, LA niggas always they have a certain aura about them. You feel me? An aura that we all love, okay? Don't come for me, LA people. Do not. But Elliott Wilson is really on he's on some shit.
I mean, listen, if that's what you coined yourself, I'm here to call you that.
Yeah.
Thank you, West Coast Wilson, for joining us.
West Coast Wilson, that's what he's calling himself.
Thank you, Mal.
I've been waiting for this face-to-face.
Let's go. What's up? I'm ready. What's up?
Very interesting.
Talk to me nicely, nigga.
I'm just not listening, man. My energy is.
I love all y'all. Y'all lineage,
exactly.
Nigga.
I love everybody.
Bigs love me. Hop love me. You love me, nigga.
Exactly. So
wow.
I'm finally be able to sit here and talk to you face-to-face and laugh about the year.
Crazy year.
It felt like 5 years.
Right?
This 1 year has felt like 5.
Insane.
Every time me and Rory talk about something, it's like, wait, that happened this year?
It's crazy.
The older you get, years do fly by. 2024 did not.
No.
This shit felt long.
Yeah,
marathon.
A lot has happened this year, but all jokes aside, it is good to see you.
Thank you, Mal.
Welcome to our
I know
home.
Mal doesn't really fuck with a lot of guests.
True.
I mean,
I'm like the main American niggas. Like he does love for that.
Shout out to my guys. Shout out to
Elliott Wilson he's smacked, bro. He's smacked.
Mal would shut it down. It's like Rory's like, okay, come to the program, but like Mal is not like a lot of guests, so I respect
It's
that.
not that I don't like a lot of guests. I just don't want to have guests on that either me or Rory kind of don't really have. I don't like to get to know people on camera. It's just awkward to me. I'm just not. I'd rather have some type of rapport in real life away from the camera. And then
you guys have a lot of years in. Do you feel like there was a bit of a shift in 2024? I'm here just to be like the couples counselor and everything.
This is how AI
optimizes
my schedule.
These ads are annoying, bro.
We didn't really want to go.
Just of who Elliott aligned himself with. Ironically, because the last time we were all together.
When is the last time we were all together?
Me and Elliott have had dinner plenty of times. I see him all the time. That's my man.
Yeah.
But on mic to the public, the last time we were all together, we were in a hot ass trailer at Made in America in the Duce trailer.
Damn, that was the last time.
We had interviewed Elliott and B-Dot as Rap Radar.
They meet first and then me and B-Dot after that.
Yeah. Okay.
I doubled up.
So we should have started the divide at that.
So right off the rip, clearly Mal does not fuck with Elliott Wilson. Their energy, there's some kind of lingering, I don't fuck with this nigga energy all up in the atmosphere for sure. Rory is Superman out here with the cape.
That was 2 years solo and his.
That was 2 years.
Yeah, and I pulled the homie. It's all love, yes.
You know that awkward conversation you have with someone you don't fuck with, and then you get in a room with that person, like, after not seeing them for a long time, and it's like, y'all get to talking about how long it's been since you last seen each other. No, I don't want to see that motherfucker. It's crazy.
It's weird. B-Dot, from my understanding, lives on the East Coast, and we have another chair.
Yeah.
We're not short of chairs.
What's up, man? Let's get.
What's B-Dot at, man?
Let's start there.
What's up?
Because I'm seeing a lot of Elliott and DJ Head. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Head. That's my guy. But it's like, what's
that's the theory. You think that I started a show with DJ Head called The Bigger Picture is why
it's recorded.
I'm already like gonna be asked with the boy going forward, right?
Yeah.
Is it Mal say yeah? There we go.
I understand that.
He said yeah right at the gate.
This guy's been doing media for so long. Look at how he deflected. I asked about B-Dot, his partner, and he said, "Yo, DJ Head, I can't even fuck with Drake."
He said DJ Head and the boy.
I said,
I love B-Dot.
I said Brian Miller.
I love Brian Miller, legend.
Yeah.
100%.
What's up though? Where's y'all working relationship at? First of all, where's y'all personal relationship at?
My guy, it's 100%.
When was the last time you spoke to him? You saw him?
You tricked us. I thought there was a big return for Christmas.
It's like, well, that's just the Dame. It's like, nigga, what the fuck is this?
If somebody saw Rory on camera with, DJ whoever every fucking week.
You can say DJ Head.
Yeah, DJ Head. You know what I'm saying? And somebody would ask Rory eventually, like, yo, what's up with Mal? Where Mal at? So it's only
I
natural.
love B-Dot.
You said that's your third time saying you love him.
Podcast is iconic.
Of course.
You know, if we get the right situation, we rack at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta get the right paperwork right. Get it right.
Okay.
Legendary. Like,
Y'all
nobody
profit
got no
partners?
better interviews. Damaris knows. Tell baby what's up.
Y'all profit partners?
Huh? Of course. Absolutely.
Elliott Wilson is like, I don't know if he, Elliott Wilson, I'll be honest with you. So, just the energy that he's giving, it's giving like a very late midlife crisis. Like it's giving the world has changed and I don't understand it. It's so far, I'm just saying his energy is giving, it's giving a little bit of like, you know, a little tint of like, I am bitter. It could explain why he's actually so smashed. Like I know it's New Year's Eve. Pretty sure it's either New Year's or New Year's Eve. When they either dropped or recorded this episode, but his energy is like, yeah, man, it's just giving midlife crisis to me.
Is that why he wears a do-rag all the time?
Huh?
Is that why he wears a do-rag all the time? You got him a 360?
That's a Southside shit. That's a Jamaican shit. I get. We get along.
So y'all-
Southside, I'm on Woodside, so it's tough.
So y'all, everything is
Shit.
cool though, like, on the personal level.
I
Y'all
love
good?
B-Dot.
No, but how's everything on the personal level? Y'all good?
We're good.
Okay.
I'm
All right,
good.
just making sure.
So when you get the deal right, you get the best interviews. Like that's the thing. It's like yo, it's like, there's no interviews anymore. It's like yo, we just
I know there's
commentary.
interviews. You just don't like the new interviews.
Hello.
You've been very vocal
Hello.
in your disdain.
Oh, Miles spoken.
For the-
Okay.
I'm just
Let's
saying,
go.
I think it's
Let's
two
go,
things.
Mal.
I think it's two things.
Let's go, baby.
Obviously, the podcast space is completely different financially for everybody. I don't care whose pod it is.
Yeah.
The times have changed.
Yeah.
So I can obviously see that being a thing. You guys both have other shit going on. But to Maul's point, let's say it was the old podcast boom in 2016, 2017. Is there a space for real interviews anymore? Does anyone actually want to sit with two journalists and be interviewed?
Or even one. Well, that's why I'm here, because I got Elliott Wilson experience launching January 7th. Rock Nation's Power Me. Absol, Wale. Well, I got Absol, Wale, Snoop. Your favorite, Leon Thomas.
My guy, yeah.
Thank you to Rory for pull up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I think that it has to be a space for that. I feel. Me. I think it does.
I think
you know?
there is a space still for the traditional interview journalism type of thing. I just think that you caught some slack online because, you know, coming from the era we from,
Yep.
you know, I used to stand in the corner store and read magazines all day.
You
know
didn't
what I
pay?
mean?
Real shit.
No, I didn't never paid. I just used to read them and then, you know.
Yo, you
go
steal
home.
the shit, it counts as a sale.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you steal, it's
Right. So we
Love
come
it.
from that. But you
I
do,
would've said
you
it.
boost
Everyone.
you boost is a win. You
Yeah.
boost is a win.
So you
We
do
good.
have to understand how in 2023, 24, things have changed.
Yes, sir.
Media has changed.
Yes, sir.
Technology has made it to where people enjoy things differently now. People want to sit and watch somebody stream and just be in the house and do whatever. And if a celebrity pulls up to kick it with them on their stream, people watch it. They like it.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be.
So you know what, I when I'm watching a lot of videos nowadays, everybody's talking about how the landscape of media has changed tremendously, and it's like I feel like this is no different than the conversation, you know, contemporary rappers have, you know, with new generation rappers. Like I think it's the same conversation. It's what Miles Davis was able to master, and that's just evolution, evolving, like, you know, rolling with the times. And just hearing Elliott Wilson talk about the landscape and how much he dislikes it, I'm like, it doesn't give him that space to be open and try new things and evolve with, you know, the talents he already has. Tyler, the Creator, said, "Fuck tradition. Like, why are we trying to impress the dead?" And obviously that's not verbatim, so I remixed that. But it's so right. Like, what tradition is just trying to impress dead people, and why are we really doing that? Like, why are we trying to do what the last person did? Because their parents told them to do it, or that person said to do that, or these people have been doing it for. Why are we trying to impress dead people? You know what I mean? And it's like let things be new and let things evolve, but also yes, absolutely create space and leave room for for certain traditions, that are foundational, and then build upon that and allow something new to grow, man. Life is about evolution. Let's keep going.
Sit down, let's talk, let's interview.
Yeah.
People like to. I think for celebrities and things like that. I think they rather feel more comfortable and at ease instead of sitting somewhere and feeling like they're being grilled.
Yeah, a little more of a safe space.
What's going on? Yeah. And you spoke out about your feelings on that. And
it bothers me still to this day.
But why does it bother you?
Because it's like there needs to be a balance. I think when you put an album out, for example, any artist, right? You put an album out. I don't think the album is like your own reflection of it. I think you need to talk about your art, what you did to somebody you trust or respect. Like it gets lost without that. It's just like one album, like put the album out. Even Freddie Gibbs, like y'all showed me Freddie Gibbs' album, right? All day, y'all Freddie Gibbs. He don't want to talk to nobody. It's like, what the fuck?
But I think Freddie's comes from just more disdain for being in the industry for 10 years and a lot of shit going on with that. But
there's an imbalance in the game.
Where I think it's odd, and I've defended you all year when it was you versus the streamers, just because you my mans, but I am here to say that my issue is that you haven't leaned all the way into it, because I agree with you. There's still...
And that's, again, that goes back to what I was just saying. Rory saying you haven't leaned all the way into it. You haven't embraced, you haven't embraced what's going on right now. You haven't embraced this new wave of energy, this new way, of looking at the landscape of life and what it means to do things, to do these traditional things, evolving these traditional ways. And it's important. It's really important. And again, another thing, a lot of times when people are having these conversations about the evolution of media and marketing, Kai Cenat, his name comes up more than anybody else's name to me as someone who's at the forefront, if not the major game changer, and towards this evolution of marketing and media, with his online streaming and what he did with his Mafiathon and things like that. If you know, you know. Let's keep going.
It's okay to have our favorite artists go and have fun on a stream and do a sleepover with Kai.
I will say though, I hear Elliott Wilson's, I hear the argument he's making where, see, in the 90s, not only did you have a plethora of artists that were so diverse from one another, that was so dynamic, so unique, so original, and so talented, and also were hustlers, also came from nothing. When they gave you these bodies of work, though people would take anywhere between a year to maybe even 4 years to create an album, and it really speaks to the quality of music you received. But it wasn't just that, it was the way these artists went out into the world on these different platforms, and different media outlets, and they told the story of what inspired the music and of what inspires them as an artist and what makes them who they are. And it is an art form that it is lost. It is lost. That is something that it's why people were crazed fans back then, and people really, they're quick to hop on from one motherfucker to the next motherfucker nowadays. But back then, when you loved an artist, you loved that artist. You grew with them. You evolved with them. And you could do that because the music was so good. It was timeless. And the story they told, the marketing that went into that, and hearing their story, that art is dying. We are missing that. So
I think it's incredible. Yeah. But there needs to be somewhat of a balance, especially in a time where if we don't get an interview, we don't know anything about your life. And rappers are more celebrities than they are musicians now.
Yeah.
If I don't get a Hove and Drake, Nas, if I don't get any of those interviews, I can go to the album and find out where they're at in their life. That's how you get attached as a fan to an artist.
Yep.
Now they're more celebrity than they are musician. So who you are as a person is way more important. I think the sit-down interview is what people actually care more. Because y'all not talking about shit in your music.
Yeah, but why
so I can't get any type of connection.
Why is it so cool with all media now, but everybody don't talk to media? It's like it's an imbalance.
I mean, media is only interviewing media because I feel like the fans shifted, and I think we saw that the most. And I don't want to get in a full blown Kendrick Drake thing, but we saw that in May. The complete shift. It was right in front of our faces that these people are fans of content. They're not fans of music.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of those fans.
Ooh, wow. Rory, okay. I don't know. The comment down below. I want to know if you guys feel the same way the landscape of music now and looking at artists now, mainstream artists now. They're saying that they're not really saying anything in their music, and it's hard to want to hear the story behind music that I guess doesn't really have a meaning or a message that was made without some kind of purposeful intent. So it's like, what do you guys think about that? Comment down below. Do you think, we're just nowadays the music, we're just getting these quick, hits of like, whatever the music is, this instant shit, like we do this fast food type shit. We just getting these hits, but the music's not really living on, and you're not really connecting to the artists because they're not really saying anything, right? Let me know if you think that's impacting the landscape of interviews, artists doing interviews.
Fans of media people. Even though we talk about music, we do talk about a bunch of other shit. It's very much a lifestyle, content-based game with podcasting and streaming. Like, as much as I do want to hear from Kai about music, that's like a minuscule part of Kai's brand. Kai is Kai's brand, not his opinion on what a Cardi song is.
Yeah.
So these fans are interested in media, messy media shit, and media talking to other media. Less than the artists, because the artists aren't as interesting, maybe, as we once thought they were.
But we have to have the interviews that balance the commentary, right? Like, we have commentary all day, but it's like, yo, where's the conversation with these people that are making the art?
Do you think...
Where's that balance? Like, there's no balance anymore.
Do you think there's a lot of artists that have good teams behind them that are telling them, don't go do that, because people have a different view of you? When you have to do a long form... I saw with the presidency shit, where everyone was saying, yo, Trump did a great thing by going with Rogan. People got to know him for 3 hours, not talk about politics.
Yeah.
To carry a 3-hour conversation.
Strategic, yeah.
And Kamala's team said they didn't want to do that because it was exposing too much of who she really was. She can't control a 3-hour interview.
Yeah.
I think people are getting the same advice to their artists, whether it be label execs or major.
100%.
We know how you are when you're not on a microphone. Everyone's going to dislike you. So if you have to do a 2-hour interview with someone that's really a journalist, if I'm managing an artist I know is not built for that, I'm definitely going to tell them,
are
yo,
you,
do it live and we'll do it together.
prepared to tell the truth, right? Like, is Drake prepared to have a real conversation about everything that went on? Like, Kendrick, Cole, are they prepared right now to have a real conversation? Maybe not.
Okay, probably, but why would they owe that this soon? Even though I would...
They don't owe it. I'm saying they're not ready for it, I don't think, right now.
Why? But why do you say they're not ready for it?
Because it requires so much honesty of, like, really looking at the whole landscape of what happened. The introspection of it, it's like, yo, we're not there yet.
But with people like Cole and Drake, I think we're going to get that in the music on the next album, both of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course I'd want them to sit down and have to really answer to certain questions. I would love for Kendrick to sit with someone and someone straight up ask, do you really think Drake is a pedophile? Like, I want those questions, of course.
Yeah.
But with them, I don't care as much because they will put that in the music.
Yeah.
These younger artists, they're not saying shit either. So where is the connection?
Well, the young artists don't even know how to talk.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, they're not
Wow.
Half of these young artists speak. Like, they don't even know how to talk.
But y'all say that, but there's also this other group of artists that are now content creators. They're media.
Yeah.
Like, we always do
True.
City Girl number 7 as a joke, but Young Miami is good at what she does for the purpose of it. There is still a side, and those people that could do great interviewers are now becoming the media.
Yes. Everybody's media. Summer Walker's media. Cameron's running like he's Stephen A. Smith.
This guy said Cameron's running around like he's Stephen A. Smith. That's hate. Elliott Wilson. Elliott Wilson is it's giving. I feel like I'm being pushed out. It's just giving. It's just giving. I don't want to accept. I don't want to accept the change that is here. Like his thing is being able to be the forefront of traditional journalism. And traditional journalism is being pushed out by essentially like streamers, podcasters, you know what I mean? In this new age media landscape. But I think he makes some valid points. I don't know. I know they're saying a lot of artists, a lot of the new artists, they don't know how to talk. They can't articulate themselves on camera. I think there's obviously a lot that can't, but I think there are a lot that can. I think if you're looking at like a Lotto, if you're looking at like who's another one? I think if you could sit down Glow, you could sit down Glorilla. Um, I feel like you could sit down Baby Keem. Um, there are artists you could sit down and have a that can have a conversation with you and be able to articulate the meaning behind their creative works. But I think when Rory says they're not really saying anything, I think that's the factor. I think even if a lot of these artists were to sit down and break down the inspiration behind their creative works, you know what I mean. I just think it would be. I think it would be dull. I think the conversation would be dull because no one's really saying anything and everybody's saying the same thing, if that makes sense. Everybody's echoing the same sentiments in their music, right? It's just where the generation is right now. And that's cool. But the music, it just isn't timeless. It's just not going to, you're not going to play this. You're not going to play a lot of these songs. The majority of these songs, you're not playing 10 years from now. You know what I mean? They don't, the music doesn't hold any replay value. You feel what I'm saying? So it does it sparks a lot of questions. It's like, and I think we just have to find that space. We have to make space for something new to be born that could marry both tradition, you know what I mean, with innovation, and we just continue to, create new dope shit.
Like he's Stephen A. Why he not running around like Cameron?
New dope platforms for journalism, all that.
We be mad at you about when you say shit like that.
Yeah, man. The Cameron comments is hate, though.
OD, that was hate.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I think people be mad at you.
Oh, it's hate.
Cam is running around like he's Stephen A. Smith. No,
Why is this poor journalist? Because he has an opinion? Why?
But
Him and Mace have proved to have a good opinion that
He
people
got
care
Mace
about.
having a job to really check because the bag is
He was a
there.
pastor.
But Elliot, you don't think that we?
So Elliott Wilson is implying that Cameron and Mace, they have their little podcast. I don't mean little like that in a disrespectful way. They have their podcast that they throw up on YouTube. It's a dope setup, like high quality, professional. These are two legends in rap music who've contributed to the game and have made history, and were arguably superstars in their eras. This is two rappers who are evolving and again are evolving with the times and trying something new. So everybody knows they do coverage, a lot of sports coverage. I think that's mainly what they do on their show, but they'll tap into culture from time to time, and talk about things that are going viral, things that are going on. And I personally think it's like if you a Cam and Mace fan, then you know the history of those two coming up in Harlem together, and Mace putting Cam on, and opening that door for that wave that Dipset came through and brought. Their history, to see them both on there, after separating and after having beef and them coming back together, to do something, different, and create a space within a space that's new to them. Like I said, it's all about that allow space for something new to be created. Not everybody's going to love everything, and that's cool. Like, I don't know why in this culture we feel like we all have to like the same shit, though I know that's what they push on us, you know what I mean? They push that on the masses, and that's why mainstream artists all sound the fucking same. That's why every girl look like Kim Kardashian. They wear the same makeup. They doing the same whatever. Kim doing ass implants. Every hoe out here doing ass implants. If Kim injecting her lip, everybody injecting their lips. Like, we know she's the standard of beauty for a lot of women, and in the mainstream world. So it's like we can't act like the masses aren't programmed to think and feel a certain way. But I think the argument here is we're just allowing space for something new and beautiful to be created. You know what I mean? And I believe there is a place for everything. You know what I mean? But we have to be able to step outside of the norm and look at things through different lenses, man. Let's go.
Come from
Giving you this
the
life
culture of we all
advice
sit
and
around
shit.
in our
Giving all
neighborhoods,
this
on the
dead.
front of our buildings,
But
on
Mal, don't
barbershop.
make you a journalist.
But I'm just saying, we all sit around in our groups with our friends
Exactly.
and talk about
Our
sports,
opinions, yes.
music. That's
Absolutely.
all. That's all these guys are doing right now.
But that's not fair. Is Shannon Sharp a journalist?
No, but that's the
Or does he have
easier
experience
bridge.
from
Yo, please tell me you didn't see Shannon Sharp dropped a whole IG live where he was beating cheeks on the IG live, bro. Disgusting.
That's where the athlete becomes the media. That's an easier Charles Barkley. That's easier transition.
So why is it easier for the athlete but not the artist?
It's not easier, but I don't like it because, like, you imagine, like, this is the shit I do well, and not everybody want to do it. And they get
Elliott Wilson. Okay, this is the thing. It goes back to Elliott Wilson's mad because he says this is what I do, and I've been doing this for X amount of years. Now here come all you new motherfuckers stepping into this world that I put so much time and energy into, and I don't feel like you are capable enough to do this because your resume ain't long enough or because you haven't been doing it for the X amount of years, so I don't respect it. Which is crazy to me. To a degree that applies because you have a lot of motherfuckers giving their opinion on shit nowadays, and they're not even going to research the facts. They're not going to look nothing up. They just consume a lot of different content and then make their own assessment and form their own opinions on a topic. So I understand where that is detrimental in terms of, when we're speaking about real journalism. I understand that. But there are a lot of motherfuckers out here too that are investigative journalists. Thank God to like the internet that take that shit seriously and come back and report facts like Trap Lore. If you know a channel, Trap Lore is still a white boy who does these documentaries on trap rappers and their history and who they really were underneath he gathers facts and speaks on facts. You feel me? So I don't know. It's one of those things, man.
You don't like it because you feel like they're not coming to the journalists to have a conversation.
I'm real with that.
Which
Facts.
affects your
Best
bottom
I
line.
ever do
Facts.
is me with that. So then you want to be that off celebrity of what it, so I can talk about that. I don't like that shit. And not be a hater.
Yeah.
It's reality.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
You don't like it because you don't think they're good at it?
I know I'm better at it. It's me. It's my life.
Okay.
But Elliot, what
Imagine
will
it.
make you better at it? Because in this day and age, it's just not about getting the information right. It's about who's more entertaining. So who are you to say I'm better at
Ooh,
this than them?
Shorty in the back challenging Elliott. Elliott's pretty much saying I'm better than you niggas. That's why I hate the fact that you have access to the same interviews that I have access to. In fact, even more. And that's another thing. If media wasn't so if the media wasn't such fuck niggas, if they wasn't such fuck boys, and girls, artists would probably feel they'd be more enthusiastic to come sit down with you. But the media, the media has been so shisty and so dirty and so shady to so many artists. That's another reason why now that artists have different outlet where they could go and promote whatever it is they're doing, and a lot of times these outlets are more organic. Hence, the conversation comes back to Kai Cenat, y'all. The way he's doing these branding deals and the way he's marketing to you in his live streams without saying, hey, look at this product. This product is great. I use it on my face every day. Or, you know what I mean? Without having to fake some shit. Like the motherfuckers who have better Better Help. No shade to Better Help. I love what they're doing, but a lot of these videos, Better Help is sponsoring their shit, and they be doing these segments out in the middle of their videos and shit, in the middle of the vlogs, trying to fake it to you like they going to therapy right now and they need therapy right now and everybody need therapy right now and get therapy right now. Side note, nothing wrong with therapy. I'm just trying to show you. I'm trying to show you something about how powerful what Kai Cenat is doing is like. But Shorty stepping on Elliott's neck right now.
I'll prove it to you I'm better than you. Like, I'm the best, I'm more informed.
Are you better at telling a story? Are you better
100%.
at getting
Like,
Sheesh.
it's cringeworthy. I watch say shit. It's not good.
Yo,
Shit ain't popping. It ain't popping.
I don't agree.
What's the camera interview? He was like, yo, Cameron really asked the questions. Like, what are you talking about? No.
But what interview can take
Yeah, it's hate.
something of let's say we're the hip hop. Even if Maul and I aren't journalists, we're still in hip hop media. You are a hip hop journalist. What interview did Cam take away from us?
They have celebrity has access to different things that I may not have. And again, I do feel like
So his argument is people are taking away interviews that are supposed to be his, and he's saying that's because celebrities have access to other celebrities versus journalists having that same access to those celebrities. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. You can the hate the way. Okay, I have this thing right where it's like I have this thing in life where it's like there's always a motherfucker that wanna come out of nowhere that just wants to, there's always a hater, bro. A nigga that just wanna hate on you, because of the inadequacies he or she feels within themselves. You feel me? It's like when you feel inadequate within yourself, when you feel limited, when you know you're not really your biggest cheerleader. You feel me? When you feel like, when you self-loathe and shit like that, like it's like when you think, how could that person have that? I'm better than them. Like, and some of this is from personal experiences, and then some of this is just from watching shit. Like, some motherfuckers use that to get better, right? Some motherfuckers feel inadequate and use that to get better. They start doing things and filling themselves up. They start filling their cup up. You feel me? But some motherfuckers who feel inadequate, no matter what they achieve in life, no matter what they attain, no matter what they accomplish, some motherfuckers feel inadequate within themselves and hate. And Elliott Wilson right now, the level of hate is cringe. It's cringy. I don't like any motherfucker that could just go out there and say, hey, I don't like this nigga. And obviously, when he mentioned Cam, he had a personal issue with Cam. There's a lot of rappers, there's a lot of people out here playing media. Right? He could have said anybody's name, but he's standing 10 toes down on Cam's name. And it's like, obviously there's a personal issue there with him and Cam, and really this just seems like an assault on Cam and Mason, what they doing, which I'm not fucking with that.
he underperformed.
See, I think I have to push back there because you have had 25 years of relationships with publicists, PR interviews. The three majors where Cam is a celebrity and has, relationships for him being in the game for 30 years, but you have direct relationships with the majors that the rest of the podcasting world never had. So you still do have that. I think we have to go back to the period at the end of the sentence of what the fans want. And with Cam or Young Miami, maybe they just want to be entertained. With Kai, they just want to be entertained. They don't want to be informed.
The access goes to them above.
Yo, artists don't want to sit down with journalists because journalists are uptight, bro. It's because journalists are controlled. You have higher ups that tell you what the fuck you gotta ask these niggas in order to drive views and engagement on their content. They want to hear the most polarizing shit. They gaslight you and to get certain reactions out of you and take those moments as sound bites. They want to eat off your pain. They eat off your insecurity and your inadequacies. That's why artists don't want to sit down with journalists, though, really. Traditional journalists. It's because y'all are controlled. Y'all really can't say what you want to say because you work for somebody. You work for this big entity. Whereas someone like Kai Cenat or someone... y'all gonna hear his name a lot this year. Trust me. In different capacities, too. It's crazy. But they can go chill with like a Young Miami. No Diddy. They can go chill with like Summer Walker. Shout out to Summer. She's doing her little podcast thing. And I love the fact that we get to see a different side of Summer. Which to me is dope. It's like, again, taking something and evolving it into something new and allowing us to see a different side to our favorite artists. Like, think about that. Artists interviewing artists. That's actually more fire, bro. How more informed can a motherfucker be than an artist to another artist? Really living this shit. Not a spectator who's more fanatic about facts and you understand? That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Shit.
Me, that's
Get
the
back
problem
here.
I have. That's what it comes down to. You see what I'm saying? Because it seems sexy, like, yo, Cam's a sports reporter now. Hey, woo,
Okay, but let's not act like that's not always been hip hop or entertainment at the time. We've seen things that were hot and then failed immediately, but at that time, that was the hot shit that people went to.
And
It's like any genre.
They don't have to fail. It's all good. They can do their thing. I'm just saying, like, yo, I'm competing. I want a shot. I'm in this. I'm still here. I want to compete.
Wow.
But that goes back.
But now you sound like the old nigga in the
Yeah. See, okay. Ah, shit, bro. Elliott Wilson do sound like the old nigga that can't accept change. I said it at the beginning of this video, and it's apparent here he feels like he's being driven out of the game. If you want to compete, Elliott, just fucking compete, bro. Stop kicking, screaming, and crying, bro. Gotta let that shit go, bro.
Up no more.
And I don't want to be that. You're right.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Stop being that.
And I'm not saying that you are.
It's all
I
good.
know your work. I'm from New York City. I know Elliott Wilson's work.
My nigga.
But I'm just. I do understand at the same time. Like, there was a time where what I was into growing up, you know, my parents and my uncles, they was kind of like, yo, what is that y'all listen to? That's great.
Maul, it wasn't fly to be media.
No, that's a fact.
Nigga, you're media.
That's a fact.
You built a whole foundation. It wasn't.
Yeah.
But that
You did that. You both of y'all.
Yeah.
yes,
wasn't fly.
that plus the format changing, whether it be YouTube, social
My life
media.
is that.
Because print was cool, but it was never sexy. Because
It
at the
wasn't
end of the
fly.
shit, it was just
I made
your
it
name.
fly. I made it as fly as I could back then with Double XL. Right? It wasn't that fly.
But I feel like you, and this is why I was defending you all year. You adapted, and why I think people like Kai and other streamers should look at you, because I watched you since I was a kid adapt to the new shit every time.
Yeah.
The source was the source. It was the only thing that was it. The Bible. There could never be another magazine.
Yeah.
Shifted, went to Double XL. Everyone's blackballed. All right, I'll go with the people that are blackballed. Here you go. Here's 50 Cent on a cover. Double XL. Like, you always shifted with that. Then when the blogs came, even though you pissed off Nah Right and everyone else because they felt like you were late to the party, to the regular consumer, you
You
weren't.
hated Rap Radar, right?
Rap Radar came.
Oh my God.
But then, how all those bloggers viewed you, I think is how you're viewing someone like Cameron. Because you have all the connections and relationships that maybe SK, Low, Mech, and them didn't have. But you still looked like somebody that was at the forefront of shifting to blogs. Then we made podcasting popping. Then Rap Radar podcast came, and you took God knows how many interviews from us. But you continue to adapt. So that's why I'm shocked to hear the things that you're saying now, because I only know you to adapt.
And you're right. I'm in the process of adapting.
I told y'all, it's just an old nigga that, you know, he having a little bit of an issue with evolution and evolving. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I'm not gonna watch this whole thing because there's still like 50 minutes left, and I got shit I gotta do today. But you know, I think if people, I think in terms of like just the entertainment game, especially now since the entertainment game, like your neighbor could be fucking an influencer and be popping online and be whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like where like fame is like it's like what Andy Warhol said, back in the 90s or whatever, like, you know what I mean? There's going to be a day that comes when everybody will have like their 15 minutes of fame. And it just wanting to be famous is like this, it's one hell of a drug, bro. Like, honestly. And it's like, I guess it's no different for whether you're a journalist now for nowadays, because you could be a journalist and because of social media you could be a journalist who's popping, who's famous, who's not just behind the computer, you know what I mean, writing, who actually has a following and people see how they live day to day, and then and it's resonating with people, and you can have a fan base. You could be someone who makes rugs. You can make rugs and you just do them in a special way, the way you make these motherfucking rugs, but because of social media and you showing people the process and your passion and your love for it, and them following with you on this journey and you telling this story consistently, you can develop a fan base and an audience that you can monetize and sell. Everyone's famous, right? Anybody could be famous. And so it's harder to captivate the audience nowadays because there's so much being thrown at them. There really be a lot thrown at them. There's a lot of distraction. And for someone like Elliott Wilson, I personally think his legacy is cemented, for his contributions as a hip hop journalist. But I think that want and need to you know what I mean, always be seen, to always be relevant, I think is a word, many people like to use. I think it's one of the reasons we have so much hate in this world, bro. We have like there's so many haters, bro, or people who grow to become haters, bro. And it's just like instead of embracing your contributions and what it is that you've brought to this space, instead of again just evolving what you do and creating space for other motherfuckers who do it in a different way, to to contribute to what you're doing, and and you them, whatever, vice versa. It's just people rather hate. I'll never understand it, honestly. I don't have a hating bone in my body. Though I get it. I get it, man. A lot of niggas can hate. But this interview, it was cool. It was cool, man. Shout out to Rory and Mal. Shout out to Mal for never changing, standing on business, and being who he is, regardless of who the person is. He called out Elliott Wilson on a lot of shit. Shorty in the back too, on New Rory and Mal. She stood on business. I think it's Damaris. I hope I didn't butcher her name. Beautiful black queen, but she stood on business and she stepped in Elliott's fucking gut, bro. And I loved it. Like she stood on business. She challenged a lot of his belief system and why he felt he was better than everybody. She challenged a lot of things. And appreciate Elliott, man, for standing on what he believes too, man. Hey, at the end of the day, bro, I'm just a nigga on the sidelines, giving my take on, these takes, and bruh, it was a cool little interview. I ain't worried about it, man. Happy 2025, man. Let's make a pact between each other to get it. Let's also make a pact to spend as much time as we can with each other sitting here on the couch, bro. Cause I love y'all. Y'all my family, man. Y'all my family. We're looking forward to seeing Kendrick Lamar perform at 2025 Super Bowl games powered by Rock Nation. It's going to be insanity. We already know. We also looking forward to seeing how Drizzy's Australian tour goes. There's a lot going on, a lot popping off. Shout out to Doechii for releasing that crazy music video, Denial is a River. Masterpiece. Shout out to the director as well, man. A lot of beautiful things happening in the new year. And for all my Jamaican them, Big love to Vibes Cartel returning home to Jamaica with the Freedom Street concert that was held at the stadium in Jamaica, which looked damn near sold out. We'd love to see the world boss return home, the General. And without further ado, you already know who it is. It's Sinz. Thank you so much for chilling with me here on the couch for another episode of DoubleTake Diaries. And we out. Gang, gang.